It is time for another word of the day, and today's word is failing forward. We're going to define failing forward. We're going to talk about 7 attributes of what it means to fail forward. And then we're going to talk about how we can pay that information forward to the next generation that's coming up behind us. So, hope you can stick with me through this because this is a good one. So, failing forward is the art of stacking unsuccessful actions up so that they become a ladder to the pinnacle of your journey. The greatest tragedy, though, is when we let failure become our identity and not our resource. When that happens, you become your greatest roadblock. Crippling failure is an inside job, it's a mindset, and only you can define failure. Only you can let it stop you. Nelson Boswell said, "The difference between greatness and mediocrity is how an individual views a mistake." That's huge. So take a moment and say, okay, how do I view my mistakes? How do I view my failures? Are they crippling? Do they stop me from moving forward? Or can I pick them up, stack them on top of one another, learn from them, and make it a staircase that takes me to my success? Here are 7 attributes, and this is going to be laid out according to the acrostic of failing, but these are going to be 7 attributes that you can use to identify how to fail forward and not let failure be to your detriment. The first one, F, flexibility. Be open to alternative ways of obtaining a goal. Setback is an opportunity for a new approach. The next letter, A, acceptance. Reject the rejection. Don't own the mistake. Take responsibility for it. There's a difference, but don't own it. It's not your identity. Accept what happened and learn from it. I, insight. Recognize that this too will pass. Understand that setbacks are temporary. It's a battle, it's not the whole war. One mistake does not nullify the destination in which you are after. It does, however, call for a shift in a perspective. So do a little bit of soul searching and develop some insight of how you can win the war, even though you've lost the battle. L, learn and outsource. Learn from your failures and leverage your strengths to move forward. Tap into your strengths and outsource the rest. If maybe that failure has been because you're trying to function in your weakness, outsource that weakness and find a way to tap into your strengths, because the difference between being across the board mediocre and excelling is that you strengthen your strengths and outsource your weaknesses. So learn and outsource. I, inner grace. Have grace for yourself. It takes time to recover from setbacks. Be kind to yourself in the process. Realize this happened. It's okay. You don't own it. It's not the sum all of it. Have grace for yourself. In, navigate. Give yourself a moment to mourn the loss, but set aside time to properly evaluate this experience. You see, experience is not the best teacher, but properly evaluated experience is. So navigate through this failure in such a way that it challenges you with resilience and you are able to rise above it. And the last one, G, get up again. Embrace the idea that failing forward is getting back up and getting in the game. Even in the face of failure, have the determination to get up again and continue the journey. You see, saints are just sinners who got back up again. Failing those 7 ways will move you into failing forward. Now, how do we teach this to the next generation? Can I challenge you to seek out failure? Failure is a price that you pay to achieve success. So ask your children, ask those that are you raising up behind you, your future leaders that you're teaching to replace you, to research ways in which their ideas have failed in the past. When we seek out the failure of others, we let their mistakes be our investment. A more efficient way to evaluate experience is to examine the mistakes of others and evaluate them. It is wise to learn from other people's mistakes. And it is as great an asset to know the actions of those who have failed as it is to copy those who have succeeded. So seek out failure and learn from other people's. Number two, and teach your children to seek out failure. Okay. So, number two, seek out something that's hard enough to fail and give it to them. And then rework it until you succeed. I'm going to say that one more time. Seek out hard things that you will fail at. You see, we never know the boundaries of our potential until we push the boundaries of our potential. And we can't expand the boundaries of our potential until we know where we're limiting ourselves at. So the only way to bump into those rails, those lines in which we've drawn around our potential is to bump into them and challenge them and push them. So seek out something that's hard enough to fail and then give it to them so that they can learn to fail. Then rework it until they succeed. And you do the same for yourself. J. Wallace Hamilton said that people are training for success when they should be training for failure. It is more common than success, failure is. Poverty is more prevalent than wealth, and disappointment is more normal than arrival. In leadership parenting, we have a complete system mapping out 15 steps to learn how to fail well. If you're interested in more information on this topic, just click on the link above.